In the US, summer is for sand, sun, and blockbuster movies. And this summer, we're going to use those movies to learn English and study how to sound American. Every video this summer is going to be a Study English with Movies video. We'll pull scenes from this summer's hottest movies, as well as favorite movies from years past. It's amazing what we can discover by studying even a small bit of English dialogue. We'll study how to understand movies, what makes Americans sound American, and of course, any interesting vocabulary, phrasal verbs, or idioms that come up in the scenes we study. I call this kind of exercise a Ben Franklin exercise. First, we'll watch the scene. Then we'll do an in-depth analysis of what we hear together. This is going to be so much fun. Be sure to tell your friends and spread the word that all summer long, every Tuesday, we're studying English with movies here at Rachel's English. If you're new to my channel, click subscribe and don't forget the notification button. Let's get started. First, the scene.
What are you talking about? No, absolutely not. Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Probably breaking the law just talking about it. Oh, he's alone. Oh. Now, does this mean that whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? So what if he's alone? We're all alone. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it, right? You just said it. You called it a thing. It's a thing. It's a freak.
Now, the analysis.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? So he's really stressing the word talking here. And when we stress a word, we're really only talking about the stressed syllable in that word, and that's the first syllable. Talking. So the unstressed syllable is still unstressed, even though this word is stressed.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What about the first three words of this phrase?
What are you?
We have a little bit of stress on what? What are you? That's said pretty quickly, isn't it? The word R is being reduced. It's just schwa R. And because the letter T comes between two vowels, it is a flap T. Water. Said really quickly, linked together. The word R links really quickly into you, which is said quickly and it's flat. What are you?
What are you talking about?
As I listen to this on a loop, I think you could maybe get away with dropping the R sound and just making a schwa, but only if you say it extremely quickly. If you match the speed of this speaker, what are you? Then I think you can do it. If you do it any slower than that, then you definitely do need the R sound.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Talking about. So he stresses this word and he lets a little bit of extra air escape on his true T. Talking about. And that makes it, stressing the first sound of a stressed syllable makes it even more stressed.
Talking about.
Talking about. So this second word, it just falls down in pitch coming off of the stressed syllable of talking about. The pitch falls down because the peak of pitch for this phrase was the stressed syllable of talking. And he does do a stop T at the end. That sound is not released. About.
Talking about. No, absolutely not.
So then he says, no, absolutely not. And as he says this, he's laughing. Now, I want you to also imitate the laughing as you work with the audio that goes with this video. We want to practice imitation skills. So when you're working with this audio, practice exactly what you hear with the laugh in your voice.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
No. And so part of what he does is he puts an H sound in it. No, ho, and Noho. It has a up-down shape for a stressed syllable. Noho.
No, 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 absolutely not.
Absolutely not. A little bit of stress there. Absolutely not. And not has the most stress out of that two-word phrase.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. So you'll see the letter O here. Just make that a schwa. Really simple. Absolutely. Now there's another stop T here. That's because the next sound is a consonant. It's the L consonant. Yes, the next letter is a letter E, and that's a vowel letter, but it's not a sound. The next sound is the L consonant. So it's a stop T. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not released. T. Absolutely. That is not what we're hearing. We're hearing absolutely. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And he does do a very light release of a true T here at the end. Absolutely not. He's really stressing not. He doesn't want to drop that final release.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because it's breaking the law, that's why.
Because it's breaking the law, that's why. What's the most stressed word there? What's the peak of stress for that thought group?
Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Because it's breaking the law, that's why.
I think it's law, because it's breaking the law. Law has the most up-down shape. Breaking definitely has some. Breaking. But law is the most stress. It is the peak. Breaking the law, that's why.
Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law, that's why.
Whoa, different day, different outfit, important announcement. Did you know that with this video, I made a free audio lesson that you can download? In fact, I'm doing this for each one of the YouTube videos I'm making this summer, all 11 of the Learn English with Movies videos. So follow this link or find the link in the video description to get your free downloadable audio lesson. It's where you're going to train all of the things that you've learned about pronunciation in this video. Back to the lesson.
Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law, that's why. That
also has a little bit. Breaking the law, that's why. But everything really smoothly links together with no breaks, no skip in pitch.
Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Because it's breaking the law, that's why.
Because it's, listen to just these first two words.
Because it's.
Do you hear how flat that is? We don't have that up-down shape. Those words are unstressed. And then we compare that to the next word, break, and the first syllable there does have more length and has that up-down shape.
Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law. So we have two other unstressed syllables here, the ing ending of breaking and the word the, before our next big scoop up. But let's just take breaking the law, those three words, and let's just listen to those on a loop and listen to the music of that. We have a lot more up and down pitch. We have a lot more pitch variation because this fragment has two stressed syllables. So that's pretty different than the flatness we got on because it's.
Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law. Because it's breaking the law, that's why.
And with the last two words, think about that's why. Think about them being one word and that why is just an unstressed part that falls down with the pitch. And, you know, I drew that without a line connecting them, but everything is connected here. There's no break there. So when you practice, that's why. Practice that with no break. Think of it as a single word if that helps you connect them. And think of the pitch of the word why just falling off of the little peak in pitch that we had on that. That has a little bit of stress. And then the energy of the voice just continues down with the next word why.
That's why. Probably breaking the law just talking about it.
Okay, now in this thought group, what do you hear as the peak of pitch? What is the most stressed syllable here?
Probably breaking a law just talking about it. Probably breaking a law just talking about it. Probably breaking a law just talking about it.
Probably breaking, a little bit of stress there. Probably breaking the law just talking about it. Talking to me has the most stress there. Okay, let's look at what else is happening in this sentence.
Probably breaking a law just talking about it. Probably breaking a law just talking about it. Probably breaking a law just talking about it.
The first word, probably. He does a really common reduction where he drops the middle syllable, so it's just probably. Probably, 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 probably.
Probably breaking a law just talking about it.
Probably breaking the law just talking. The law just talking. Okay, so we have this peak of pitch, and I really feel we have a little bit of length on law, and then the pitch for just goes up as it's going towards the peak of pitch. Just talking about it. And then the words about and it fall away from that peak. We have a word that ends in a T, and then the next word begins with a T. We're going to connect those with a single T, just talking, just talking. You do not need to try to make the T twice. We're going to use that to link the words. Just talking about it.
Just talking about it. Just talking about it. Just talking about it.
About it. About it. A little bit of a release of a T here, an escape of air. This T, about it, about it, about it, is a flap linking the two words together. It comes between two vowel or diphthong sounds. But everything in this thought group, super smooth, no breaks, no skips, no jumps. Pitch moves up towards the peak and then back down.
Talking about it. Talking about it. Talking about it. Oh, he's alone. Oh.
Oh, he's alone. Oh. Okay, so now he's being sarcastic. Obviously, this man doesn't care if this creature is alone. And part of how he shows that he's being sarcastic is that he puts a lot of pitch change in his voice, which is what you might do if you were concerned. He's alone. It's like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. So he does it too. Oh, he's alone. Oh. But of course, he's not really concerned. Sarcasm.
Oh, he's alone. Oh. Oh, he's alone. Oh. Oh, he's alone. Oh.
Oh, he's alone. Okay, so we have O twice. It's the O diphthong. Oh, he's alone. Oh. And then we also have the O diphthong on our stressed syllable here. He drops the H in he's. Do you hear that? Always, 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 always.
Always. Always. Always.
And the apostrophe S here is the Z sound, and it links the E vowel and the schwa of alone. Isa. He's alone.
Oh, he's alone. Oh, he's alone. Oh, he's alone.
So there's a little bit of a break here. Oh, he's alone. Oh. But let's just focus on these first three words. They glide together so smoothly, don't they? Part of that is because he drops the H in he's. So he goes right from the O diphthong into the E vowel. He's alone. And then by linking that ending consonant Z onto the beginning vowel, the schwa of alone, it also just helps all of the sounds go together, blend together smoothly. Oh, he's alone.
Oh, he's alone. Oh, he's alone. Oh, he's alone. Oh.
Oh. Big up-down shape of a stressed syllable on alone and oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Now, does this mean that...
Okay, so now we have a little thought group. It's the beginning of his sentence, of his thought, but he puts a little break so we can group. Now, does this mean that together as a thought group? Super unclear. Listen to how he says it.
Now, does this mean that... Now, does this mean that... Now, does this mean that...
Now, does this mean that... Now, does this mean that... I would say the peak is the word this, though interestingly, even though I would say that's the peak and the most stressed, I don't really hear the TH. Does this, ending Z sound of does, linking into the beginning vowel, the I vowel. Does this? This is definitely something that I hear when these two words go together. Does this work? Does this mean that you won't be there? So does this can definitely link without that TH sound.
Now, does this mean that? Now, does this mean that? Now, does this mean that?
The word now, not said very quickly. No, 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 no. I'm doing that without moving anything in my mouth except my tongue. My lips are totally relaxed. My jaw isn't moving. It's not dropped very much. No, 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 no. It doesn't sound very much like the word now, but in the context of the whole sentence, I definitely know what that word is. So in English, we have a lot of this contrast of this unstressed stuff, less clear, way simplified mouth movements, with this more stressed stuff, these longer syllables with the up-down shape, the pitch variation.
Now, does this mean that? Now, does this mean that? Now, does this mean that?
Now, does this mean that the word that also reduced? We do have a quick voiced TH here, I believe. Schwa and a stop T. That. Not too clear. Mean that. Now, does this mean that?
Mean that? Mean that? Now, does this mean that?
Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank?
And now we have a much longer thought group. Many words, but no break, so all one thought group. Let's try to think about our peaks of pitch here.
Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank?
Whenever we go, a little bit on when. Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank. Pitch goes up, yes, no question. Even though he's still being sarcastic, he's mocking her. He knows she's not going to actually want to save fish in the tank at a Chinese restaurant, but he asks her to make her feel ridiculous for talking about this other creature in the water. Have you seen this movie? I haven't, but I'm looking forward to seeing it sometime soon.
Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank?
So let's just look at the first few words. Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, whenever, I put the wrong stress there, didn't I? It's not whenever, but it's whenever. Whenever.
Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant,
whenever we go to a. Did you hear how he made the T a flap T in the word to? Now, we don't usually do that with a T at the beginning of a word, but I've noticed we do it sometimes with the word to, the word today, the word tomorrow, the word together. Those T's can get turned into a flap, especially with the word to.
whenever we go to a, whenever we go to a, whenever we go to a,
Whenever we go to a. Whenever we go to a. All right, we often reduce the vowel in the word to, but he doesn't do that here. He keeps it a oo vowel. We usually reduce it to the schwa. The reason why he didn't do that is because it's followed by a schwa. I mean, he didn't think about that, but this is how the habit has developed. We wouldn't reduce the vowel in to a schwa when it's followed by a schwa, because then we would lose definition. So by keeping the oo vowel, we hear it as its own word. Go to a. Go to a, go to a, go to a, go to a, go to a. Try that.
go to a, whenever we go to a,
So it's still really smoothly connected, isn't it?
go to a, whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant,
So we have two syllable words here. Chinese restaurant. So again, with the word restaurant, just like the word probably, restaurant, you might hear this as 3 syllables, but most native speakers will make it 2. Restaurant. Try that.
restaurant.
And he does a stop at the end. It's a little bit of a nasally stop because the sound before was a nasal consonant N. Restaurant. Try that. Restaurant. First syllable stress.
Restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank?
And now let's look at the rest of this thought group. It has this great give and take with the rhythm. You want to save every fish in the tank. Da 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 da. I love that. I love hearing the rhythm of the language. So he takes the word want to, the words want to, and reduces them into wanna. So with you, it sounds like this. You wanna save, you wanna save.
You want to save every fish in the tank?
Save every. Then the next word, both syllables flatter, lower in pitch. Then we have fish, up, down shape, stress, and then two more words that are unstressed, flatter in pitch in the tank. Really great music to this melody, to these words.
Save every fish in the tank. Save every fish in the tank. Save every fish in the tank. So what if he's alone?
His voice gets a little strange towards the end. Alone. It's sort of got this quality like he's lifting something heavy in it. But let's look at this little 5-word thought group.
So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone?
So what if he's alone? So what? What is the most stress there? So goes up to it. So what if he's alone? A little bit of stress on the stress syllable of alone as well.
So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone?
So what if he's, what if? What's happening there with the T? It's a flap, isn't it? He's linking the two words with a flap T. It comes between two vowels. So what if? So what if? So what if?
So what if? So what if? So what if he's alone?
What if he's? What if he's? What if he's? Again, he drops the H in he's, so it's just the E vowel and the Z consonant. E's. What if he's? What if he's? So what if he's? So what if he's alone? And the Z links right into the beginning sound of the next word, the schwa. Alone, alone.
So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone? So what if he's alone? We're all alone.
Okay, then a very mumbled 3-word thought group. We're all alone. Low in vocal energy, so it has that popcorn quality to the voice where the vocal cords aren't fully engaged. And that sound creeps in.
We're all alone. We're all alone. We're all alone.
We're all alone. And stress on the word all. But the whole thing is really low in pitch, low in energy.
We're all alone. We're all alone. We're all alone. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it.
Now here he starts speaking a lot faster. The loneliest thing I've ever seen. Well, you just said it. And he links this first thought right into the second thought without a break.
The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it.
The loneliest thing you've ever seen. A little bit of stress on Ev. You've ever seen. A little bit of length on seen, but he doesn't even really finish it. He's just begins the end before he starts right into the W. Well, you just said it. Well, you just said it. Just said. Stress on just. Stress on said. And then a stop T ending that thought group.
The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it.
The loneliest thing you've ever seen. I'm actually going to take back the stress I put there. I don't really hear it.
The loneliest thing you've ever seen. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. The loneliest thing you've ever seen.
The loneliest thing you've ever. The loneliest thing you've ever. It really should be on thing. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Now, it's all really smoothly linked together. Let's talk about how he does that. The T in loneliest is dropped. It's not uncommon to drop the T between two other consonants. Here it comes between S, it comes between the unvoiced TH in thing, and he drops the T. That helps him link those two words. The loneliest thing, the loneliest thing.
The loneliest thing, the loneliest thing, the loneliest thing you've ever seen.
Thing you've ever seen, thing you've ever seen. NG linking right into the next word. You've, but I don't really hear the VE. I know it's there grammatically to make it work, but I'm not really hearing that sound. You ever seen? You ever seen? You ever seen? You ever seen? So I think because it's low in pitch, it's unstressed, it's said quickly, I think you could get by with saying these two words together like that with those unstressed qualities without putting a V sound in there. You ever seen? You ever seen? You ever, you ever, you ever, you ever, you ever. Pretty unclear, isn't it?
You ever seen? You ever seen? You ever seen?
So instead of seen, it's more like seen, seen, seen. SE vowel, the beginning of a nasal sound, but he stops himself to go right into the next word, well.
You ever say, well, you just said it. You ever say, well, you just said it. You ever say, well, you just said it.
See, well, you just said it. So the energy is going up, 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 up to the pitch on said. Just said. The word well, not very clear.
Well, you just said it. Well, you just said it. Well, you just said it.
I would write it with a schwa, will, a little quick W and then dark L sound. Will you just said it. Will you just said it. What happens to this T? It comes between two consonants. Do you hear it?
Well, you just said it. Well, you just said it. Well, you just said it.
Nope, it's dropped. Just said, just said. These two words linking together, a single S sound. There's no stop and restart of that sound. It just links them together.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it.
Said it, said it, said it. And here the D comes between two vowel sounds. That also sounds like a flap. D between vowels sounds just like the T between vowels, a flap of the tongue. Said it, said it, da-da-da-da-da. Said it.
Just said it. Just said it. Just said it. Right, you just said it.
Listen to the word right.
Right, you just said it. Right, you just said it. Right, you just said it.
It's kind of whispered, isn't it? Right, 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 right. Not very clear. If someone came up to me and said just that word, I wouldn't understand it. But in the context of the give and take, the stressed and unstressed qualities of a full sentence, I do get it. But it's flat, low in energy, stop T at the end.
Right, you just said it. Right, you just said it. Right, you just said it.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. A little bit of a laughter quality at the beginning. And we have another just said again. T is dropped. Two words linked together with a single S sound.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. Just a little bit longer, said a little bit longer, probably the peak of the stress. And again, we have a flap here, linking the two words together and another stop.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. You called it a thing.
You called it a thing. You called it a thing.
You called it a thing. You called it a thing. You called it a thing.
Called it a thing. And he gestures with his hand, matching that stress. A little bit of stress on called it a thing, and the most stress on the word thing. The other three words, flatter in pitch. No reductions, no sounds are dropped or changed in an unusual way. T is a flap T. Ida, linking together the iv vowel and the schwa of the article A. You called it a thing. You called it a thing.
You called it a thing. You called it a thing. You called it a thing.
ED ending in the word called is a single D sound because the sound before was voiced. The L sound, called it a thing.
You called it a thing. You called it a thing. You called it a thing. It's a thing. It's a freak.
It's a thing. It's a freak. What is our stress here?
It's a thing. It's a freak. It's a thing. It's a freak. It's a thing. It's a freak.
It's a thing. Stress on thing. It's a thing. It's a freak. Even a little bit more stress on freak. It's a, both times, flat in pitch, leading up into the stress. It's a thing. It's a freak. It's a thing. It's a freak.
It's a thing. It's a freak. It's a thing. It's a freak. It's a thing. It's a freak.
Really smoothly linked together. So make sure you're not pronouncing the article as a or as a because it's a. It's faster than isn't it? It's a thing. It's a freak.
It's a thing, it's a freak. It's a thing, it's a freak. It's a thing, it's a freak.
Let's listen to the whole conversation one more time.
What are you talking about? No, absolutely not. Because it's breaking the law, that's why. Probably breaking the law just talking about it. Oh, he's alone. Oh.
Now, does this mean that
Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, you want to save every fish in the tank? So what if he's alone? We're all alone. The loneliest thing you've ever seen. Well, you just said it, right? You just said it. You called it a thing. It's a thing. It's a freak.
We're going to be doing a lot more of this kind of analysis together. What movie scenes would you like to see analyzed like this? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see all my Ben Franklin videos, click here. You'll also find the link in the video description. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. If you want to see my absolute latest video, click here. If you're new to the channel, check out this Where to Start playlist. Click here to subscribe. I make new videos on American English every Tuesday. To be sure we can keep in touch, click here to sign up for my newsletter. You'll get free lessons in your inbox every week.